wonderful day. Yes?
What a wonderful day! What a wonderful day! What a wonderful day!
Hello and welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve, and every other day here I bring you cryptocurrency in the easiest way you will ever find on the internet. Here we cover things like predictive analysis, research and tutorials to help guide you through this treacherous marketplace. So if that's the type of content you find interesting, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel with your notifications on so that you never miss out on any other value-packed video like this one. With that said and done, let's just go right into the video now, shall we? So this was my recent article right here on the website Verve.io. I will leave the link to the website in the description of this video. I'll pin it to the comments so that you can just click directly there and read the article. Here we are just talking about some fundamentals that can potentially push Bitcoin to somewhere around 200k. Note that when we are looking at when we're looking at technical analysis, we may have some targets which are, well, we could say we depend on them more, but the fundamental aspect of stuffs actually have their own types of targets. So I'll just leave the link for you in the description or comment of this video so that you can just click directly and read the article. So Verve.io, that's Verve.io. It's my website. So yeah, so reading it and perhaps using the news stream right here is going to go a long way to support my platform and this channel as well. All right, so let's quickly look at Bitcoin exchange balances. Now, I recently explained this over on TikTok, like why do we look at this stuff? Yeah, why do we even look at this? Well, the simple reason is that when you buy your coins from exchanges, most of us, we just leave the coins on the exchange, yeah? Well, I personally do not. I only leave the coins that I'm trading with or I intend to trade. But most retail traders always leave their coins on exchanges. You should not be doing that because if that exchange gets hacked or something happens and your coins just disappear, you may just lose them. I say may because some exchanges may actually, reimburse you, but it could take some time, and we're talking years. Yeah, so it's imperative to not have your coins on exchanges. Instead, use cold wallets. The one that I use, which is Ledger. I have links to cold wallets. I will leave it in the description for you as well. So what whales do is they generally move their coins off exchanges, yeah? And whales, when we're talking about whales, we're referring to people who own more than 1,000 BTC. If such a person or entity chooses to sell such BTCs, well, the price may dump dramatically. We're talking about north of 7% dump. So that's why we track them. That's why we track coins that are on exchanges and coins that are off exchanges. When they're sent into exchanges, we monitor them, and when they're sent off exchanges, we also monitor them. When we are expecting some type of big rally, so we are expecting price to go to the upside, it means that most investors will actually be holding onto their coins, to capitalize on the move to the upside. Yeah, you will not be expecting whales to be selling while you actually think price is going to go to the upside. You'd want them to be holding because that would be the general thesis. They are not particularly smarter than us, but they have more insider information. So whales just have more money. Yeah, they are not necessarily smarter. They are just richer or wealthier. So they talk about stuffs with their friends, and they have insider news before we know. So we track their movements. If they are going to be sending coins into exchanges, then we will start to suspect that they know something that we do not know. An example is here. When BTC was at 65k, whales sent in somewhere around 49.82 thousand BTC into exchanges. Well, what happened later? BTC plummeted by about, BTC plummeted to 54,000. So that's from 65,000 to 54,000. that's a humongous number right there. Even here, whales actually sent somewhere around 74,000 BTC when BTC's price was at $96,000. What happened later? Well, BTC actually plummeted to $78,000. So you see what they are doing, yeah? Now, it's not to say that they are always right. Sometimes they may actually choose to sell while price will go up. Example can be proven right here. We can see that whales sent somewhere around 91,000 BTCs when BTC was somewhere around 92,000, and BTC just continued to go to the upside, and it's still up right now. What we also track is whales sending BTCs out of exchanges. So when they send BTCs out of exchanges, we are suspecting that they are expecting some type of big move to the upside. So depending on the amount that they are sending out, we can have some type of idea how much price can actually rise by. So by sending BTC out of exchanges, we are basically reading that as them betting that BTC is going to go to the upside because they are essentially accumulating. So here, which is the latest outflow for BTC, they sent out about 50,000 BTC when BTC was at 105k. And I actually signaled this on Telegram that I've been waiting for this. That's it. We've been waiting for them to show us a sign that they are also committed to this market. We can't be on the idea that BTC will go up, and we are not even seeing them, even send out 1,000 BTC. What are they doing? Yeah. So they sent 50,000, and this was a good sign for this stuff. So currently that has been the highest inflow or outflow for about the past couple of weeks. They have been accumulating, as we can even see right here. It's just about yesterday, which we had about 1,000 BTCs sent into exchanges, somewhere around 1,600 BTCs sent into exchanges, and that's it for now. We've not had any higher BTC inflow. So that's basically what we are tracking right here. On this other chart, we can see the green. The green that you see here are whale accumulation or distribution. So we can see that they've basically been accumulating because BTC exchange balances have been dropping over time, and we can track that as far back as January of 2024. So January last year. So that's essentially it. Whales have generally been accumulating BTC. You would hear that Michael Saylor bought some BTC, and what he actually does is he buys BTC over the counter. So he's not buying on the spot market like you and I would buy. He's buying it from some whale or from some crypto exchange, but over the counter. That way they give him some type of discount, and he does not move the price. When the price moves, because some will bought over the counter, it's generally because of market sentiment. So market sentiment goes to a bullish sentiment. So other people or investors, regular investors start to buy, but it's not necessarily because of that whale buy or sell that the market moves. Most of the times when they want to sell, they come to sell on the spot market, which is why I kind of hate them at this point. Yeah, because they buy over the counter and they sell on the spot market. Like, why are they doing that? So, and exchanges actually have BTC that they keep in their own treasuries and coffers. And they sell these BTC to the whales. So when that BTC on exchanges drop, when their own BTC holdings drop and they do not have any more BTC to sell to whales over the counter, they are then compelled to buy BTC on the spot market. That's how price pumps. So it's beneficial for everybody, yeah? In the end, it's beneficial for whales to buy BTC over the counter. Buying is always a good thing. So that's it for the exchange balances, folks. Here for the liquidation heat map, we can see that on the 24 hourly, we have some liquidity somewhere around 110K. It's unclear if BTC is going to just go straight there and take out those people. But note that as we continue to go higher, many people will start to bet that this thing goes to the downside. I saw some guy on Twitter, I think it's Crypto Capo, actually betting that BTC is going to plummet to somewhere around 60K. And as of now, I would say that we will see about that because I don't see it yet. Yeah, we will have to see about that. Let's see what the weekly shows on this thing. I wonder if there will be liquidity to the upside. Well, there is some liquidity to the upside and there is much more liquidity to the downside. And we're talking north of 100 million here, but somewhere around 103, we do have 126 million right there. As we go into BTC's chart, we will then see how possible any of these figures are. Okay, so now we quickly go to here, which is the S&P. The S&P is still following our projection here, and that thing is really just going to the upside. Now it's at $6,038. As we said in our last video, this thing, we are actually expecting that this thing goes to somewhere around 7K, and we don't know if that will be the top, but we have an additional projection right there that points as high as 9,300. That is debatable as of now, but this is most likely, not certain, but most likely for the S&P. Okay, so let's quickly go to BTC, and we are looking at BTC on the CME here. I did post a Telegram yesterday, and I showed you that we do have a CME gap somewhere around 105. So let's quickly go there. These are the levels down here. We do have a level at about 92,000. As of now, we don't have any evidence to suggest that price is going to come down as low as this level right here. But here we do have a much more plausible level, which is somewhere around, I think that was on the 1 hourly or the daily. Let's see, yes, the 1 hourly. So on the 1 hourly time frame for BTC, BTC on the CME, we do have a CME gap between 105,770 and 105,135. So this CME gap right here could be filled. Yeah, we're not saying it's definitely going to be filled, but it could be filled. Here we did have a CME gap between 110 to 109,335, which did get filled before this pullback here and a move back to the upside. I doubt that we are just going to just plummet down to 105. I doubt that. I think this thing will want to make another move to the upside. But we will, of course, check as we go to our main BTC chart to see how it plays out. So let's go to BTC, but let's first look at USDT dominance before we go to BTC so that we are all in line as we go there. Okay, USDT dominance, we can see that this thing on the micro, which is the 1 hourly, the weekly time frame, which we did discuss in our macro update, we did suggest some ways that this thing could go. So we were basically saying that we could either see this as a channel, which will actually give us something that looks more like so. The channel would be like so we come up here and this thing will eventually come down here, and then you have some type of move like this before a bigger move that concludes the cycle somewhere around here. Or we could just go straight down and break the channel, go straight down here, and that will actually take us as low as the 2% level right here on USDT dominance. So these are the two scenarios. However, this level right here is much more certain. It is much more certain that we put in a new lower low right here. But as the days go by, we will be updating on this stuff. So let's go back to the micro time frame right now and see what's going on. So here on the 1 hourly time frame, I did have this projection right here for USDT dominance. It has already come here and met with a 1.618. Ideally, from this type of move at the 1.618, you'd want to see a move back to the 0.786. Note that it's not always guaranteed that it does that, which is why I put these dotted lines like so. But ideally, when you see a move into the 1.618 like so, you might go back to the 0.786. However, considering the type of move to the upside, you want to see this thing come as low as the bottom right here, because you did actually break out of this or break down from this ascending wedge right here. So this could actually fail before reaching this level right here. Even if it went as high as so, which means going as high as 4.68 right there, it would be taking BTC back to somewhere around 105, which coincides with the CME gap. So that CME gap we just mentioned, somewhere around 105, could be the bottom if we were to have some type of move back to the downside. So let's quickly go now to Mr. BTC and see what's going on with it. So here on BTC, the same CME gap, or say the same Fibonacci projection we just made on USDT Dominance, would be giving you 105 as your backtest level for the 0.786 Fibonacci level. So again, with this type of move, this would be the ideal type of movement for BTC. So you'd want to see a move that actually comes down like so, and then goes now to the 2.618, giving you $116,000. Note that the 105 zone is actually the 2.618 on the macro time frame. So when we go back to the weekly right here, you will see that 2.618 here, and the ideal move of that micro time frame, that's the 1 hourly time frame, would actually suggest that we come back for a retest of that 2.618. I am doubtful of it actually, because this thing could just go straight up. Yeah, it could just go straight up. So I'm not like going short here. I'm not going short. I'm actually holding on to a Cardano long right now, and I think it's actually up by 64% as I make this video. I will include it on the screen for you. So if we do come back to this 105 zone, I will make an update and possibly take another long on something else, but I doubt that we will just come right back down from this thing. I'm really in doubt on that stuff. Yeah, I would still want to see another big move to the upside. Sometimes people take me for a bearish guy. No, I want things to go up. How do you think I'm going to make money on my holdings? Yeah, some people, I do go short and long and stuff, but generally I want price to just go up. Yeah. So yeah, that would be the scenario here. It's the main scenario, but I'm not too confident that it's just going to happen. If it happens, then okay, I will be looking for a trade, but I'm not so confident that it's going to just happen like so. Yeah, many people will be going short here. The 1.618, I don't trust it that much. I trust the 2.618 more. If you take trades on the 2.618, you will hardly lose. Yeah, if you had your measurements correctly, that would be very, very difficult. It's how we cut this bottom right here. It's the same way we got this. Where is that bottom? It's how we got this particular, no, not this one. It's how we got this bottom right here. This bottom right here. The only reason why we did not get the trade at the exact bottom right here is because of USDT dominance, which we explained in our previous video, but we got the retrace right here. I was also expecting some type of retrace around here, similar to this one right here, but this did not happen. We just went straight up, and yeah, it happens like that sometimes. So that's basically the only problem with Fibonacci. You'll only lose because you did not have your stop loss placed correctly. The other day I actually took a trade, and that was like a 30x trade on BTC. The only reason why I lost that trade is because I was charting on Binance. So because this BTC chart, this is BTC Tether on Binance right here, yeah, but the price on Binance is not the exact price on my exchange. So I was using BingX for that particular trade. Usually I use Bybit, but on that day I was using BingX, and BTC came down to the level which I thought it's going to come down to, and took me out, but would not have taken me out if I was trading on Binance. And yeah, that has happened to me twice. It's much more painful that way. When you see that, it's much more painful because it was not a huge loss. It was like a 16% loss or something. And but it's just painful that I had to miss out on the big rally, you know, when I was actually right about it. That's the pain. That's where the pain comes from. So that's basically what we will be expecting here on BTC. The general move is still to the upside. Yeah, we closed our weekly candle here. If we can close this weekly candle above this level again, that will be confirmation for the move to the upside. We will still be expecting a bigger move for Mr. BTC right here. So now let's quickly look at Ethereum. In our last video, we looked at ETH BTC, but we did not look at ETH USDT. Now, this chart is one that I actually talked about some months ago or some time ago. So this was actually April, yeah, some months ago. And I gave you this box right here. I posted this on Telegram and I actually made a TikTok video about it. My lowest zone was this particular level right here, and price just came right down into that particular level. This level right here was a zone that I was telling you that it's the maximum drawdown zone for ETH. So if ETH had some type of consolidation inside this box, this would be the lowest zone. The idea to the upside is that ETH was going to go to the upside, hit this 0.5 Fibonacci level and have a retracement. That's exactly what we had right here. So we had that move right here where ETH moved to the upside, hit the 0.5 Fibonacci level and had this particular retracement right here. Now what we are expecting for ETH is for it to go as high as somewhere around 3,700 to 3,800. That is, of course, determined, or is going to be determined by this particular weekly candle. We need to close this weekly candle above $2,737. We actually did close the daily candle above that level right here. You can see that with this level, I hit this level, honestly. I hit this Fibonacci level. It's a particularly stubborn level. It always does this. When price comes to it, you can't really depend on it, but it likes to disturb you most of the times. When price came here, you can see that price actually was bouncing on that level and it closed now a daily candle above it. I am inclined to believe that this thing is just going to continue to the upside. You could have a retracement, of course, but eventually you're going to have a move continuation right here where this thing continues to the upside. Now the zone to the upside, we are looking at 3,000 and 3,700 to 3,800. The maximum testing zone for Ethereum is actually going to be this particular 0.786 Fibonacci level. So this is the decision-making zone for Ethereum. Decision-making zone for what, you might ask? Well, after this zone, if we can go above here, I think we will, but you know, we cannot be certain with this thing. If we do go above this particular level right here and close with a weekly candle, then we are now talking some very big numbers. We will be then talking some huge numbers. So we're talking north of 7,011 and even more than that. But this will be the biggest testing zone for Ethereum's power. All right, lastly, we look at total 2. Perhaps we should look at total 3 as well. So with a total 2, we are still clearly in a bullish trend right here, yeah? So the next zone for this thing is for it to close with a weekly candle above 1.69 trillion. So if it can close above 1.69 trillion right here with a weekly candle, this is the same Fibonacci movement, yeah? So if we invert the chart, then maybe you can see it better. So it did come down into the 1.618 right here, and it moved back to the 0.786. What you'd expect is a move back to the 2.618. So this is the type of scenario you'd be expecting. That move to the 2.618 can be extended. Perhaps you have a retracement there, but it can be directly extended to the 4.618, and anything higher than that will be gravy. That is the projection, or that is the progression that we will expect the total 2 market cap to follow. This is the type of movement that we will expect it to follow. Now, it did not directly retrace, or it did not immediately retrace from the 1.618. It did not actually meet that 1.618 because it's total 2. Yeah, it's Ethereum mixed with altcoins, and they are super volatile. They are not as predictable as BTC. Even BTC, which would accept to be much more predictable, is being screwed by USDT dominance. So yeah, those are the things that we find with this stuff. Those are the complexities, if you will. So let's go then to the total 3 and see what's going on there before we end the video. We want to make these videos short, yeah? We don't want very long videos here. Okay, total 3, same story. So this is the market cap of altcoins excluding Ethereum, and it's basically the same situation, which we could also point to for Ethereum. Basically another move to the upside, close somewhere around here, and then a continuation of the move to the upside. So it's basically the same stuff. I'm inclined to actually think that we are somewhere around here in this part of our cycle. Some people may think that, well, we might be actually here, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so, because if you measure with percentage increase, you will actually see why some of us are still very bullish for this cycle. So even here is far greater than here. When you zoom into the charts, or say when you're looking at the charts from the now perspective, it looks higher, but when you're using this measurement like so, you actually see that we've gone nowhere. So yeah, I'm still on the idea that we could be somewhere around here, about to have a big move to the upside for this stuff. So that's pretty much it, folks. I hope, let's just quickly look at BTC Dominance, even on the micro, and see what's going on there. Let's see, BTC Dominance coming up. So BTC Dominance, well, this thing is continuing to troll us every day, but it's somewhat in a downtrend right there. We can't really trust it now, can we? We can't really trust it because it's done that many times and just reversed and moved back to the upside. But we are still in our zone, in our topping out zone for BTC Dominance, and above that we have no other levels that we can use. Here you will see some type of B wave formation on this thing. Let's see, B wave formation. So we have the first move to the upside right here. Let's go to the 4 hourly and see if that would be clearer. Okay, so we have the first move right here. So first move up right here, retracement, second move up, retracement, third move up. This thing should actually have some type of retracement back to the downside, but this zone is highly complicated. This is the topping out zone, so all season could be decided any time in this particular zone. So if we are to have a move back to the downside right here on this thing, I don't want to be charting this because it's super tricky. If anything happens, retail investors, if anything happens, traders will start trading their alts for BTC, thereby increasing the dominance of this stuff. So that's why I don't even like trading. I don't even like charting it. There's an exchange that now trades BTC Dominance. Some people are quite literally going long on BTC Dominance and making money. But I think it's some smaller exchange. I don't think they are of any significance, actually. They're just trying to make money with anything they can find. They find charts on anything. Even if they can chart your life, they will find your life and chart it and go long or short on it. So yeah, it's not super significant. But it's just crazy that they are going long on Bitcoin Dominance. This is just a representation of all altcoins on their Bitcoin pairs. Yeah, there was a guy on TikTok the other day who was asking me, or even telling me, that he does not believe the relationship between Bitcoin Dominance and altcoins. And I was telling him that no, you don't need to believe it. Yeah, it's just a fact. Bitcoin is just the default cryptocurrency. And all altcoins, their values are actually measured in terms of Bitcoin. So traders are actually trading altcoins directly into Bitcoin. So using Bitcoin to buy Cardano or using Bitcoin to buy any other altcoin. And what goes on there is that it creates basically this chart. So this chart is a condensed form of all those altcoins represented as one chart versus Bitcoin. When this goes up, it means money is essentially going into Bitcoin. People are selling their altcoins for Bitcoin. When this goes down, it means people will be selling their Bitcoins directly into altcoins. It does not really impact Bitcoin's USD price. Yeah, it does not really affect that. What it affects is the prices of altcoins in Bitcoin terms. And if altcoins are worth more in Bitcoin terms and Bitcoin is going up in its dollar value, those altcoin prices in Bitcoin terms will essentially be worth more in dollar terms. That brings us to the end of the video, folks. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have thoughts on stuff you want me to cover, let me know in the comments, and I will try to do that in our subsequent videos. Very soon, I think tomorrow or the day after, I will be doing a tutorial on how to trade on I've actually done the tutorial on Uniswap, so I'll be doing a tutorial this time on PancakeSwap. Now, I did tell some people that, well, it's basically the same thing, but still they do not understand. So I will have to do a good tutorial here where I actually go on PancakeSwap and I do everything from scratch. And I hope you will enjoy and love it. All right, thanks so much for watching the video, folks. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That actually encourages me. Sometimes I want to make a video and I'm like, but I really want to take YouTube more seriously. So your support will mean the world to me. Thanks so much for watching again. I will see you in the next one. But until then, stay safe.